Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the not StarCraft 2 World Championship Series. It's the ESL Pro Tour. We're in the grand finals of our 5th weekly for America this year, and it's game number 2. Trailing, tried to defend against that big bad cheese in the first game, was not able to get the last baneling. He is Denver. He faces off against the extremely attractive Eastern European man in the Northeast, mostly known for being on fire, but also being very good at cheesing and then not cheesing. He is Bly, and he eats rye. Yeah, that one baneling. The next time someone tells you one person can't make a difference, just think back to that hero baneling. It was a real bane on Denver. Get it? It's called a double entendre. Anyway, brutal game. But this is why Bly is so good. This is actually the real reason. And the reason why people don't always go paranoid against him is because he regularly plays normal as well. He's very good at mixing it up. I feel like matches with Bly are almost always guaranteed to be fun. Like, you can't really have a boring series with Bly, because even when he tries to like play really try hard standard, even if he loses like 1 or 2 games in a row, if the match isn't over yet, like, he'll still try to bust out a cheese even though he's down like that, just to try and reset the momentum, right? But like, obviously, wouldn't it be hard to win 3 cheeses in a row to come back? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you don't know 100% what Bly's going to do, but Denver's been playing very straight up, and Denver has been playing fantastically, but he's been playing very straight up. Someone in the chat was asking, so I'm just going to answer this. Why are European players playing in the NA ESL Pro Tour? The ESL Pro Tour weekly cups are open to everybody. So the general premise is that if you want to play on the European qualifier as an American, you can, but you're going to have to deal with the latency, the same way that unless 2 players agree to play in a different server, which is, we have 2 Europeans in the grand finals, so they do get to play on Europe. But if you're an American and some European or Korean player plays in the American qualifier, you can play on American servers. So your advantage is that you have you should have a massive ping advantage. As Bly's going to do a little bit of nibbling on this third base, but also you can play in the other guys' qualifiers if you want to. So it's really just about getting points, getting people playing, and it's just a really good way to kind of get people to mingle, I think. Not like Christian mingle, but more like StarCraft mingle, you know, which wouldn't do very well because everybody would be busy playing StarCraft and no one would actually talk to each other on there because they're all playing StarCraft alone, because it's mostly, at least that would be a part of it, would be playing 1v. I don't know. Anyway, he does see a lot of Zerglings that Bly's been holding on to. And you thought Bly was playing super crazy mega macro? Well, he pumped out 26 Zerglings. He's getting a Roach Warren behind it. Now, there are some banelings coming out for Denver, and he's pumping out a lot of lings of his own. Wow, that could have been absolutely terrible. He wants to get this third base. That seems to be the focus here. He wants to try it, remove the banelings from the equation, jump onto the third, but his overlord says, oh my goodness, your lings are coming over to my side of the map. So he's got to turn around. He's got to get ready to defend, try to hold this back. The queen, it's nestled safely under our tree. Or is it? Okay, no, queen dies. Wow. Really good grab there for Bly, excuse me, for Denver. And Denver's actually still just cranking out lings as well. He's making a bunch of banes. He's cranking out a ton of Zerglings. Getting these banelings tonight is actually really, really bad, though. If Denver had been able to finish those, I actually think he could have killed the third here of Bly. Well, you say that now, Nathan, but he's got lings in his natural. Well put, co-caster. Multiple drones are going down in the natural expansion. And in fact, possibly another queen on the ramp, but holding on for life. And then the reinforcements come back to hold the door, as it were. He was almost about to put a bunch of banelings inside of that base, but I mean, Denver is really laying the pressure on. Bly is actually the player with more drones right now. So Denver has a lot of pressure on him to get something done here. Bly seems to have succeeded at his goal of getting into his head. And he's tried to squeeze out a few roaches now that he has the worker advantage. But I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be enough. There's a lot of lings and a lot of banes coming over here. He's crashing banes into roaches. Usually the move of a very confident Zerg player, but Bly, with the number of roaches he has, seems to have held on so far. Let's not forget, 31 drones to 23. And Bly's building 6 more. Denver's like, I'll squeeze out 2. I'm not going to overcommit and build too many drones. And then, well, Bly says, I'm going to build 1,000 drones. So there you have it. A lot of drones. And by a lot of drones, I mean, he's going to go over 40. It's going to go over 40. Meanwhile, 20 more lings being made by Denver. Look at Denver's base. Does this look like the natural of a saturated man to you? No. This looks a little bit more like the natural of a saturated man to me. And even almost into a quarter saturation there on the third base as well. These lings are going to try to run into the main base looking for some purchase. This peels off a few to try and turn into banelings. Meanwhile, the rest go for the drones. Bly's actually going to sustain some losses. Quite a few of these drones taking a beating. The roaches are actually going to find the morphing banes, but a Ravager of Bly gets caught. Good bile on the lings, but that Ravager is dead. These roaches doing everything that they absolutely can to try and hold it. Look at that morphing Ravager cocoon with 1 health. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, Neeb won the European Cup today, in case anybody was curious, so. Ay. What a game this has been. But Bly's a rich man, right? He's got money. He's got money, and baby, he's got time. He's got a lot of money. 39 drones. He did take some losses, but finding the banelings with those roaches was the cash money play. Like, this is just not a fun spot to be in. I guess with how exposed and open, like, Resident Sleeper map has for the third and natural, the lings could still get in damage, but there you go. 10 drones dead in the third base. Oh, that's a choke point you don't want to get stuck in. Okay, you already killed all the drones here. You can't do anything there, but now slips a few into the back. 12 drones killed. Okay, all right. Bly's building 11 more workers. He doesn't care. He's going for the ZVP strategy. Are the Phoenix killing my drones? I'm just going to keep building more. He lost 20 workers. He says, I'm just going to keep cranking out more. He still has a worker lead. At some point, you're going to have to build units, though, to deal with this, my dude. Even with all the roaches he has, there's just too many lings. 27 drones died. And he's still got some guys putting pressure over here as well. Oh my god. These are the games that remind me why I like to play Terran, because I can build walls. Oh my god. Good attempt to block there, but dude, he's finally, there we go. Denver finally has more workers than Bly after all of that. Now does Bly just counterattack? No, he starts roach speed. Interesting play, Cotton. This is not a saturated man. I mean, I don't know how you leave your base without getting backstabbed now, because this Overlord sees enough, and these lings see enough. You're not getting across the map without being spotted here. I feel like Denver's going to pick up his first point now. Bly just tried way too hard to spam out insane numbers of drones behind the aggression. And I don't even hate it to some degree, but I'm like, would he have lost as many drones if he hadn't been so greedy? You know, like that's what makes ZvZ so difficult, I think. Like, to get punished for that is so much worse than in most other matchups, because it's not asymmetrical. ZvZ is a mirror. So the lings are going to surround all these roaches. He doesn't have any upgrades. Neither side do. So the ranged units generally perform better. Oh my god, Bly killed all the lings. He barely lost any roaches, too. Turn your gas into more Ravagers. These are all of his drones. This is like almost everything right here. And he's got 19 workers in his main and 20 workers total. I'm American, so I can't do math, but you Europeans who stayed up late to watch Bly, I'm sure you find that very terrifying if you're a fan of him. Just the lack of a real wall here. Just, there's so many openings. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I got nothing. Another Ling counterattack is about to hit, and the worst wall of all time, unsurprisingly, is going to leak again. I don't know what to say. Like I said, I really like playing Terran because you can build walls. At least walls that you can permanently close if you need to. So he's got a big counterattack here, but this is everything. He can't replace this now, especially with the number of workers Denver's gone up to. Great choke point against the Lings. Yeah. All right. He broke him.